Yo, I'm back. You missed me? No? Okay, I missed you. Welcome to Disruptive Minds. I'm your host, Jerome A. Carter, and the A stand for always learning. Look, still going to do the preliminaries. I know it will drag it out, but trust me, you got a lot more other titles I got to go through. There's a lot more other quotes and things. It's going to get better later. We got to get through these preliminaries, because if I use a word or use a phrase or say something, you're like, what does that mean? What does biz mean? What is Pope principle? What is it? You can just go back to the video, rear, keep it moving, right? So I say that to say, welcome to Disruptive Minds. I'm your host, Jerome A. Carter, and the A stand for always learning. So I got my notes right here because my brain is moving so fast. P.A.M. Today's acronym is P.A.M. Who is P.A.M.? Before I met P.A.M., I was everywhere. I was just a ping pong. I was just bouncing all around. I was the E in existing. I was just bouncing. I was just existing. A lot of people are just existing before they meet P.A.M. I'm going to introduce you to P.A.M. You're going to stop existing. It's going to be that quick. It's going to be that simple. But at the same time, knowing P.A.M. is going to cause a lot of pain for you and other people. Not physical pain, but emotional pain. So let's talk about P.A.M. What is P.A.M.? P.A.M. stands for purpose, aim, and mission. I am on P.A.M. P.A.M. is on me. Every day we wake up together, we go to sleep together. Right now, P.A.M. is here with me. P.A.M. is always there. I am on my purpose. I have an aim. I have a mission. So when people say, Rome, how do you find your purpose? How do you find your purpose? And I went online and looked this stuff up. And I think it's hilarious when people talk about purposes. Well, what would you do what job would you do if you weren't getting paid? That's not how you find your purpose. Because some people will do some wilding out stuff, but that's not their purpose. A purpose is more or less a gift that was given to you from God. Now, I'm not a strong all that religion stuff. However, I do believe that we all have a purpose for being here. And to find that purpose, the easiest way I can tell you to help you to find your purpose is think about if you lived in the year 1400. All right? For technology, airplanes, electricity, all that stuff, people were able to figure out what their thing was a lot quicker and easier because there was less stuff, right? So some people go work with their hands. Some people are good, baking and blacksmith and different things like that. You have to look up jobs or careers, what people did in the 1400s. And try to figure out, what are you good at? What are you good at that you don't have to think about? And you're just like, you can get it done. Like me, I'm a good philosopher. I definitely can work with my hands. I worked on cars. I worked on $1 million jets in the Air Force. Worked on trucks. I can work with my hands. I can look at instructions, see it, and do it. I put IKEA furniture together, which most people can't. I can see it, do it, boom, it gets done. That's just how my brain just functions like that. It's just like, hey, let's keep it moving. Let's get it going, right? You have to sit down with yourself and really think about your purpose. Like I said, look at what people did in the 1500s. What were people doing? Don't just think, well, I like doing this. You have to figure that out for yourself. Maybe take a personality test or something. The easiest way, like I said, that I looked at it, is to look at what were people doing way before we were so bombarded with so many things at once. What were people doing? They were existing then because we're here now. The A stands for aim, but we're going to skip that for right now. The M stands for mission. Your mission, once you find your purpose, your mission has to be so huge that you may not ever get to solve or get to that mission. Why? It can't be something you can hit. Les Brown says the reason why most people fail is because their goals are so low that they hit them. So you have to have a mission that's so big that you're probably not able to get. I'm going to use Elon Musk, for instance. He wants to live on Mars. That's a huge mission. That's a huge goal that he may never ever get to. But when your brain and your subconscious is fixed on that, it's going to keep going toward that. And what's going to happen in the process is a bunch of good things are going to happen in the process. Bad things too. But more good things than bad are going to happen because it's going to be like, I got to get to Mars. I got to get to Mars. I got to get to Mars. Right? That's how big your mission has to be. What is my mission? I want to be the #1 mental health advocate in the United States. Once I accomplish that, I want to be the number one in the world. Period. That's a huge mission. Huge. It's going to be huge. I have to do a lot of work to get to that point where people mention a mental health advocate, and they're like, hey, Jerome A. Color, the A stand for always learning. Right? Huge mission. Now let's go back to the A. The A stand for aim. You're going to aim for your mission. That makes sense. That's not rocket science. Tell me something else, Jerome. Slow down. Your aim is going to change, but your mission will not. Now I want to resort back to the military, me being prior military and studying special operations and people like that, reading a lot about them. The missions never change, but their aim does change. So what do I mean by that? You may land in the area, your mission is to get from A to D. So you got to go through B and C to D. But in between A to B, something happened. Let's talk about real life. Since my mission is so huge and what I want to be the number one mental health advocate in the United States, but things are going to occur in that process. People are going to pass away. I may get sick, and the planet may have something going on, with COVID, or things are going to happen that's going to change my aim. So let me being focused on this one thing, I got to go and focus on that for a minute. Is the mission change? No, but I got to focus on this to get this done, but the mission is still the same. That's what I mean by your aim is going to change. The mission is not. You have to solve this problem. You got kids. The kids are getting situations and things done with them. All that's going to be taken into consideration when I say your aim. You have to take those things into consideration, right? But since you're with P.A.M, you're focused. There's things going to come up like, I call them significant events. In law enforcement, they call them significant events. You can enjoy significant events, but as long as you're building, you have to limit your significant events. What do I mean? Significant events is death, birth, birthdays. That's about it. What about barbecues? No barbecues. What about football? No football. What about then? All those things are going to take you away. When you're focused on P.A.M, once you get situated with P.A.M, those things are going to fall off. They're not going to be significant anymore. They're going to make you feel some type of way because you're going to be sitting here trying to enjoy the football or barbecue or whatever. And at the same time, P.A.M's going to be in your ear telling you, you could be writing this. You could be doing this on a laptop. You could be doing this. So you're not going to be focused on what you're doing. Your mind's going to be some other place. Why? Because you're with P.A.M. I want you to be with P.A.M. Now, the majority of people that just want to exist and cool, like I said, fine and dandy. Do what you do. But once you get focused and those people start falling off, you have to let those people fall off. A tree does not chase its fallen leaves. Let me say that again. A tree does not chase its fallen leaves. You have to be ready for that. I think a lot of people don't want that, and that's why they're existing and they're just sitting around and No, that's not you. You're part of my group. You're part of the 10% who want to do better. Go find P.A.M. Wow.